So, of course, naturally, there's going to be conspiracies. People will have their own opinions, as always. That's just the internet, just the way it is in this day and age of internet. People will voice their opinions because they have an easy access to voice their opinions, to put it out there on this social networking platform that's on the internet. So everyone will have their own opinions. And I've been looking at some of these opinions and some of these, you know, uh, I like to call them conspiracies, because if you can't prove something, it's a conspiracy. So anyway, the fact that Sarah Bond and Phil Spencer have retired. First of all, they were not, fired. They were retired, meaning they choose to retire. They choose to quit. There's a difference between you getting fired or you choosing to retire, you choosing to quit. But some people are saying, well, that's not entirely true. They were forced to quit. Some people have these ideas that they were forced to quit because uh, the CEO of Microsoft, Satia, it's heavily involved in AI. He's been heavily involved in AI. The Microsoft Edge, it's all about the AI. And yes, Microsoft is heavily involved in AI, artificial intelligence technology. And that's true. But is that really the reason why Phil Spencer retired? Is that really the reason why Sarah Bond quit? Because, I mean, she had a good job. She was the president of Xbox. I mean, it's pretty good money. You don't just quit from that, right? So I can see their point. I can see where they're kind of connecting the dots on that. And now this lady, Asha Sharma, right? Asha Sharma, she was an executive, an AI executive. She also worked for Meta. And Meta is heavily involved. Mark Zuckerberg and Meta, Facebook, heavily involved in AI. All these big corporations are heavily involved in this AI business, and she's the AI executive. And Satya is also heavily involved in AI. So it kind of like I see some similarities there, and some people say, oh, but she's natively from India. He's also his heritage from India. Does that have something to do with that? Look, man, I don't want to jump to any kind of like conclusion just because uh, I'm Bosnian American, and then am I going to hire only Bosnian Americans? No. I'm gonna hire someone who I think it's best fit for the job. So there's so many stupid conspiracies, like it has nothing to do with that. Yeah, she happens to be natively her heritage. It's from India, but she was born here in America. She probably doesn't know much about what's like to live in India. I'm sure she's been there, but same thing with Satya. I'm sure. Um, but that's besides the point. But people like to draw these conclusions. Oh, well, she's, Hindu. He's Hindu. So they're like Hindu Americans, blah, blah, blah. Stupid. I mean, really stupid as conspiracies. But they're out there. They're out there. People, like to throw these wild conspiracies out there and connect the dots, see what sticks. And believe me, I looked at those conspiracies, and that's why I'm here to kind of debunk some of them. All right, first of all, let's read this article. This is from Loyat.net. Okay, and let's read this. And after we finish reading this, then I'm gonna kind of give you my, 2 cents on it. Phil Spencer has been the face of Xbox for over the decade. Now, in the fact he got the role ever since he disastrously promoting the Xbox One by Don Metric, but soon the face will change again. This is because effective 23rd February, Spencer will be retiring. It doesn't end there, as Xbox president Sarah Bond, long thought to be one of succeed Spencer's, has also resigned. Who's writing this, man? The writing on this is terrible. I'm sorry, dude. But anyway, in their place, Microsoft is putting Asha Sharma, in the seat of Microsoft Gaming CEO, her prior role to leading Xbox as a president of core AI product. Reporting to her, it's Matt Booty after being promoted from Xbox Game Studios to Chief Content Officer, which sounds like a strange move having an incubated of the video games industry reporting a newcomer. But for what it's worth, Spencer will stay on in an advisory role through the summer to support the smooth handoff. Okay, well, that's good to know. So here's what the former AI executive says: no AI slop. All right. In internet emails first reported by IGN and later posted officially by Microsoft, Sharma gives her impression that she understands what gamers want. She says that my first job is simple: understand what makes this work and protect it. And part of this supposedly means we will not chase short-term efficiency or flood our ecosystem with soulless AI slop. Games are and always will be art, crafted by humans and created with most innovative technology provided by us. Which all sounds well and good, but time will tell if those words hold water. After all, Microsoft is among the biggest names in the industry wide push of generative AI tech. Per her own LinkedIn page, Sharma herself previously led a product portfolio of AI models, apps, agents, as well as dev tools for them. See, I can see how people are making this connection. Satia is heavily involved in AI. She was heavily involved in AI. That was her job. And then, but her being a Hindu and him being a Hindu, well, does that? Well, yeah, sure. Maybe it helps a little bit. Not only is she beautiful, but she's a Hindu. I'm a Hindu, and she's into AI. I'm into AI. I can see these lines being drawn. Okay, but then again, guys, you can't just assume because the voice tells you something, or because you believe it strongly. I don't like to assume anything unless there's a concrete evidence to support that. Now, as I said, I can see the conclusions that you guys are drawing. All right. Satya, which is the Microsoft CEO, heavily involved in AI. He's a Hindu American. It's also a very young, attractive Hindu American. And she was a former executive for the AI. And she was heavily involved in creating the AI agents and creating the AI models. So I can see similarities there. I can see the dots being connected there. I can see the connection there. And I've been reading all these wild, crazy conspiracies. But let me tell you something. They're just conspiracies, okay? And again, I can see how you see it like that. Okay, I'm trying to play a devil's advocate here. Okay, I can see how you can be concerned, and I can see how you're connecting those dots, but I don't think that has anything to do with anything, in my opinion. And if it does, the time will tell. But for right now, okay, here's what I'm trying to say. We got to give everyone a fair shake. All right, everyone deserves a fair shake. Everyone deserves a chance to prove how good they are, right? Because you will never know how good someone is and what they're all about and what they're going to do unless you give them a chance. That's the only way to find out. I mean, because otherwise we'll be just guessing. And guessing and having all these wild conspiracies is really not going to get us anywhere. What we need to do right now is we just need to accept the fact that, Asha Sharma, she's in charge. She's the CEO. And Med Booty is the chief, right? He's the the chief content officer. He's the chief content officer, and she's the CEO. We'll see what she's going to do. Was she hired by Satya because of AI? Okay, I know. You see, again, And I want people to understand that I understand where you're coming from, that I understand your connections, that I understand how you connecting the dots. I get it. I know it looks that way, certainly looks that way, you know. She's a AI executive, and Satia is heavily involved in AI. She's a very attractive American Hindu from India because of her name, Asha Sharma, and then Satya is also Hindu American from India. Not I don't know if he was born there. He was born here in America, but both of their parents' heritage are from India. They're Hindu, but it has nothing to do with that. You know, I mean, I was born in Bosnia, but I spend most of my time here in America. I'm more American than Bosnian. Okay, I couldn't tell you anything about the Bosnian laws and how they work and the Bosnian constitution and all that. Yes, I was born there, but I spent majority of my life here in America. Okay, so I'm more American than I'm Bosnian. You know, so that has nothing to do with that. So these conspiracies, man, are so stupid and wild. It has nothing to do with that. Yes, sure, it helps to hire her much easier for Satya when he sees, hey, man, not only is she, my kind, she's a, Hindu American, very attractive, but she's also into AI, successfully worked as an AI executive, former AI executive. I am heavily involved in AI. I'm Satya. I'm also half Hindu, you know, American Hindu. So I can see the connection there, of like how you guys connect the dots. But excuse me, that has nothing to do with that. The only thing that I can see a connection is the fact that she has experience with AI. And Satya invested a lot of money in AI. That's a fact. Okay, so the fact is that the Microsoft has invested heavily into AI. That's a lot of money. So they got to make some money from that. So is she going to use AI to create video games? Well, the time will tell. Like right now, all of these wild conspiracies, I get it. I understand your concern. I just want to say this. Everybody who's watching this, I get it. I understand how you're connecting these dots. I understand how you making all these conclusions. But don't you think it's fair to first wait and see what she does? Give her a chance. Let's see what she does, and then judge her based on her actions, on what she does. But I think it's fair to give her time, let her settle in, and let's see what she does in 2027. By the end of 2027, we'll know exactly where we are with Asha Sharma and what she's doing. And then you'll be able to make your judgment, and then you'll be able to make your conclusions, but at least you'll have some credibility and evidence to support your claim. But right now, all these wild conspiracies is just like you only assume. Me assuming really is not going to get me anywhere. I can assume all day long. It's just me assuming without the hardcore evidence, without the, some concrete proof. So what I'm trying to say is Xbox, it's in a very like strange waters right now. And I can see why some people might be concerned about where the Xbox is going. But don't forget about the PlayStation. PlayStation is going some kind of strange waters too. I hate to tell you, but both Xbox and PlayStation are in the same kind of ocean. Yeah, they're sailing in the same ocean. Yeah, they're both on the same ocean. They're sailing both on the same ocean. But it's a big ocean, and we'll see where they go and what they do. But right now, it's just wait and see. So you can have all these wild, crazy-ass conspiracies all you want. It's just that's what it is. It's just a wild-ass conspiracies. Because right now, we don't know. So I'm just kind of like trying to like debunk some of those conspiracies because it's ridiculous. Like the first conspiracy has nothing to do with the fact that she's a Hindu. He's a Hindu. Has nothing to do with it. I don't think it has anything to do with it. The fact that the more, what I would say is the fact that she has experience with AI, and he's heavily invested in AI. You know, but that's the only like conclusion that I would make. You know, and she's very attractive, and she worked. You know, for Meta as well on a messaging app. She created a lot of AI agents. So, um, like I said, all of these conspiracies, they're just conspiracies right now until we get some evidence. And believe me, we'll have the evidence. Give it about a year and a half or 2 years. Wait till September 2027. By September 2027, we'll know exactly in which direction Xbox is going, and we'll know exactly what she's trying to achieve. She said that there won't be any AI involved. Well, we'll find out. We'll find out by September. Why do I say September 2027? Because that's about like a one good year, a year and a half to see what she does in about a year and a half. And we'll have a pretty good idea what her decisions are in about a year and a half. And by September 2027, in about a year and a half, we'll have a pretty good idea what she's all about, what she stands for, where she's taking the company. And then in 2027 September, you'll be able to then make your judgment and say, okay, well, she said one thing and now she's doing this other thing. All right. But for right now, all these crazy wild conspiracies, you're just assuming. But I know, I can, again, before I end the video, I know. Connect the dots. Yeah, I get it. 2 plus 2 is 4. I get it. Makes sense. Yeah, but don't you think it's fair? Again, I get it. I understand how you see it that way. I get it. I can see it that way as well. Believe me, I can see it that way as well. Okay, it makes sense. But don't you think it's fair to give a new CEO some time to see what she does? Let's wait till September 2027 and we'll see what she does by September 2027. And then in September 2027, next year, then you can say, okay, here's what she has done in about a year and a half. And based on what she has done about a year and a half, now we can have our conclusions, and then you can make the judgment, you know. But don't you think it's fair to first give her a chance to first, you know, let's see what she does, you know. But right now, all these wild conspiracies, man, it's just, I think all these conspiracies are just for the clicks. I mean, so many wild ass, ridiculous conspiracies, you know. I just named a couple of them which are ridiculous. But again, I can see how you see it that way, but I don't think that has anything to do with anything. But if it does have something to do with something, we'll know. But don't you think it's fair first? Time will show. Let's see what she does. It's only fair to give somebody a chance first to see what they do. Let's not judge her. Let's see what she does first. I mean, Phil Spencer will still be here throughout the summer as an advisor to make sure everything's running smooth. He'll spend a lot of time with her. So yeah, Phil Spencer will spend a lot of time with her, with Asha Sharma, and he will talk to her. He will tell her what he's doing and everything. So he's going to bring her up to speed. And, you know, he's going to pass on the torch. So, you know, it's not like she's just going to move in and he's gone on Monday. Today's Monday, right? It's not like he's just going to leave. It's not like, oh, I'm gone, that's it. He will be there as an advisor. Yes, she's stepping in today, but he will be there throughout the summer as an advisor. He will be there, you know, advising her, working with her to transition everything smoothly. You know, it's not like she's just like, all right, you get out. I'm here. You know, it's not like that. He will be there as an advisor to get to know her. She will get to know him, and they'll work together, Phil Spencer and Arma Sharma. I mean, Arma is it? Sharma. Arma. Uh, what's her name? Sharma. Arma. Arma. Uh, I forgot her name. Uh, Asha Sharma. Asha Sharma. They say Arma. Arma Sharma. Asha Sharma. Man, she's gorgeous. She's beautiful, man. Are you kidding me? She's gorgeous, man. At least we have a gorgeous, beautiful uh, CEO. All right, so we can be proud of that as an Xbox fan, as a sad Xbox shill. At least I can say I'm simping for her. I'm simping for a hottie. So yeah, this sad Xbox shill. It's at least it's simping for a hottie. I'm not simping for some old ass executive in Japan, some old ass executive Japanese, with a Coca-Cola glasses, some old fart. At least I'm not simping like ponies for some old fart, or they had Jimmy Ryan before that. I'm simping for a hottie, bro. At least I can be proud and say, hey, at least I'm simping for a hottie. But anyway, guys, lay off these crazy wild conspiracies. Give her a chance. All right, let's see what she does in about a year and a half. Come back to me September 2027, and then let's see what she does. By September 2027, next year, we'll know exactly what decisions she has made, what her directions are in about a year and a half, and we'll have a pretty good idea. And then we'll be able to make our judgment, say, okay, how well did she do? But right now, man, gotta give her a chance. So all these wild ass conspiracies, like, come on, man. You know, then again, before I leave, I can see the connections that you guys are making, but I don't think it's fair to make any conclusions or any assumptions. You got to give people a chance, man. All right. You can't just judge people right away. You got to give them a chance. Let's give them a chance. Let's see what they do. And then a year and a half from now, then we'll be able to, make our conclusion. And I'm sure everyone will make their conclusion. Ryan McCaffrey, I'm sure Ryan McCaffrey will have her on the podcast. I'm sure Paris will have her on the podcast. So she'll do interviews. So we'll learn more about her as the time passes by. Maybe Phil Spencer and Asha Sharma will do a interview together. So with Ryan McCaffrey, who knows? We'll learn more. We'll learn more. But right now, man, all these wild ass conspiracies, man, like, everybody relax. It's not fair, man. You gotta give people a chance, all right? You gotta give everyone a chance. It's only fair to give everyone a chance. Let's see what they do. And based on their performance, we'll know. By the end of next year, by September 2027, we'll know what her performance is. You know. And who knows how long she's going to be CEO. If she doesn't do well, maybe she won't be a CEO for a long time. Maybe they'll get someone else. So we don't know, man. Maybe who knows how long Med Booty will be there. So there's no one has a crystal ball. So we just don't know. But I get it. People like to have these wild conspiracies. Fine, but remember, they're just conspiracies. They're not facts. Okay. All right, so that's it. That's all I want to say about all of these crazy ass conspiracies that I've been reading, man. It's some wild conspiracies, man. I named a couple of them, but man, there's more wild ass conspiracies out there, man. And I think a lot of these conspiracies are for the clicks, to be honest. It's all just for the clicks. But anyway, that's what I think about that. That's my take on it. What do you guys think? Leave a comment down below. Thank you.